Okay, part 2 of the head rebuilding process. I want to point out that it's a lot easier to do this if you get a couple blocks and you set that head on blocks so that you can work underneath the head and above the head. And Gavin's already got the first one installed. I don't know if we can see how the valve holding tool goes on there. So I've got this one set up without being installed, just to give you an idea how it goes. But this shaft is threaded and it screws onto the end of the valve nut right here. So you just screw that on, and then before you go to do this, you've got O-rings that go here and here. And when you get these Viton O-rings, they don't always want to fit. They don't always want to stay either. But what you have to do, and Gavin's going to show you here, is you have to stretch them a little bit because they'll be a little bit smaller than the diameter of the hole. So you have to pull it out and stretch it, and then stick it in the groove.
Not stretched enough.
Not stretched enough, so it's better to understretch it and work up to it than it is to overstretch it. Overstretching just means you have to wait a while for it to shrink back up. Okay, that looks like a good job there. You see how it fits in the groove everywhere, and then you're just going to hold it in place with a little, and I mean a little bit, of grease. Doesn't matter what kind of grease, it just holds it in the groove while you're messing with everything else. So that one's set. Now we have to go to the center O-ring.
This one takes a lot less stretching than the outer one.
It just pops right in there. A little bit of stick them to put it down there. Again, not to seal or anything, just to keep it in the groove while you're working the valve. And you're going to want to take that valve and invert it. You want to put it straight down. You don't want to take any chance of taking that O-ring and popping it out of the groove. You want to make sure that they're basically even on the sides here. You can see it sitting flush. If anything's sitting up abnormally high, take it apart and look at it. So when he goes to do this, he's going to slide the tab on and then the wing nut. Doesn't have to be super tight, it just has to hold it in place, because when we go to put the head on the engine, we have to invert this head. And if we don't have these valve holder tools on here, the valves will fall out. And that's a big no bueno. That'll make you frown. So just hand tight, like that. And now we've got 2 valves installed.